Hi, I'm Hunter here with Tenor Outdoors, and we're going to go through an honest review of the Frabill Magnum cooler bait station. Right here we have the 13-quart bait station. There's a couple other sizes. I know that there's one smaller and one a little bit larger than this size. This is kind of the medium size that they have here. As you can see, we've kind of put this thing through the ringer already. I've fished with it quite a few times, so we have a couple suggestions on how to make your user experience a little bit better. Kind of come up with an overall pros and cons list for this guy. I mean, overall, it works pretty well. You know, there are a couple things about it that I do really like. For example, the nice seal that you have here with the heavy duty latches. And this thing is actually keeping your minnows tight. You're never really sloshing them around. The net is useful in terms of being able to go and grab, you know, your minnows a little bit easier. And then the built-in Frabill aerator in there is also really nice. I mean, you don't have to worry about that cord kind of coming out and getting frozen as easily. And it also is rechargeable, so you can run either, you know, right off your car or something like that. So, you know, that's also a nice capability that it has. The other thing we like about it too is that it does have the ability to kind of have like a low bubble or a high bubble on it. So you kind of can determine like what kind of setting you want to have it on based on how many fish or minnows that you have in the bubble box. That is a nice feature to have, so you're not wasting your battery on only a couple minnows if you have them. Overall though, I mean, I definitely like it. There are definitely some cons about it though. Number one is if you like to go ice fishing like we do out here, it does have, you know, this nice flat edge around the lip here where you're gonna get water on, and ice tends to build up on that. So when you do go to close it, you can see there's even a little bit more ice in here right now, and that's gonna kind of, you know, make it a lot harder to shut. So, you know, that is a little bit of a disadvantage. So if you're ice fishing in a shack, not a big deal, but if you're gonna go out and leave this out in the open, you have to make sure it's closed. Otherwise you're gonna have ice build up there, and it's gonna be really hard to shut when you're going back in. The other thing is too, the only access you have for your bubble box here is down here, so you have to actually unscrew these. So if your battery was gonna die out on the ice, you know, you have to unscrew these out here. It's kind of a, I guess, a little bit of a lengthy process to just even change out your batteries. However, it does securely hold your bubble box in there, so it's kind of a, you know, a toss up there. The other thing is too with the net, you know, obviously it's not weighted or anything, so sometimes it can get pushed up or lifted up, and there's no weights on the bottom, so your minnows are kind of clumped up more than you would like in your box. And then as well, if it ever gets caught on the outside, the net can actually freeze to the box itself. So it also can kind of make it a little bit more challenging. And then too, it comes with the shoulder strap as well. We don't even have it on here because it's very uncomfortable to kind of carry around. I mean, you can imagine this thing's 13 quarts. When it's full, it is heavy. So a shoulder strap really doesn't do you any good. I mean, no one's gonna carry this thing on their shoulder, I think, going around. I mean, it's heavy and you're using a handle, which is a nice grip. But I mean, the shoulder strap's just kind of cumbersome, so we don't even have it on here because it's kind of uncomfortable when you're trying to wear it. But one of the other things is that, I mean, you do have these latches in here, have like little grooves in them, and I'm not sure why they kind of put the little, you know, I guess groove marks in them. Maybe it's to get a little bit more friction when you're gripping down. But those like to get filled with water too, and during the ice fishing season, I mean, those will fill up and be covered with ice, and you actually can't push it down all the way because it'll be so shoved up with ice. So that's something you kind of have to like clean out or everything like that if you want to shut it. Again, if you're shack fishing, it's not as big of a deal because, you know, it's not going to be nice and frozen. They have a little ruler on the top here as well, and that's kind of nice, I guess, to kind of look at it. But overall, I don't think we've ever used that yet. I don't know if anyone else has. Comment below if you actually have used the ruler on the top or not. I don't, we haven't, but maybe someone else did. I mean, overall, I mean, it's a nice compact thing that'll keep your minnows going for a long time. The battery life on this guy lasts quite a long time. You know, it's got a heavy duty handle here, which I like, and latches. So I'm not worried about these things breaking at all. It's pretty rugged and durable, which I like. And then the cons, again, it's kind of hard to change out the batteries. You know, the net is a little bit, you know, cumbersome. It can freeze up. It doesn't really drop down correctly all the time. So that's kind of one of the cons, I would say. As well as with the shoulder strap, I mean, it'd be a nicer way to, like, if there was a little bit better way, maybe if they were orientated differently, to actually hold this guy a little bit better. But in terms of keeping your bait fresh and standing up to what you're going to bring it out there for, overall, a very good product.